Bad boy.
Going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
We can't be stopped now. Cause it's bad boy. Come on. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now. Cause it's bad boy. Come on.
We ain't going nowhere.
Going nowhere.
We gon' stay right here forever and ever.
We can't be stopped now.
Ooh, sweet! Hi, welcome to J Sports. I'm Jarrett. That's Dwight.
We gon' stay right here.
YouTube,
We
SoundCloud.
ain't going nowhere.
I have one back in
We gon'
Sunday.
stay right here.
Aren't you happy? You downloaded it?
I didn't listen to it last week on SoundCloud. I listened to it on YouTube last week.
That's what
But I did see it was up on SoundCloud.
I'm trying.
We'll get there. Dwight,
What's up?
a lot to talk about this week when we have football, 2 really good games. We have the Royal Rumble to talk about. We'll get into that after football.
Yeah, definitely. It is Royal Rumble season.
Yeah.
Word.
So Dwight,
Yep.
Sunday, 2 games, 2 overtime games. First ever time that's happened in the history of the conference championship weekends. It didn't disappoint. I felt like it was a great weekend of football. It's sadly overshadowed by
Whole bunch of bullshit.
that we could get into, and look, we're gonna definitely get into and discuss and break down and talk about different angles and ways to fix things and whatever, but
Things that we've been saying for the past 4 years here, and
it sucks that that's true. It sucks that it over images everything though. It's kind of like, it puts a damper on
a great day of football.
Yeah, 4 really good teams who played really good games.
Dampened both games. That's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just like, oh, just a one game?
No, I agree. No, both of them were impacted by bad officiating, I would say. First game.
And bullshit rules. Yep.
Yeah. First game was the Rams at the Saints. Rematch of that mid-season game where weren't they both undefeated, or the Rams might have been undefeated and the Saints had 1 loss, or whatever it happened to be at the time. And it was an epic game, and the Saints ended up winning by about 10. It was just a shootout. Both teams put up, I think, 35, 40 points.
Exactly what you would have expected this weekend.
Thought that's how that was going to go.
Yeah.
Game started, and it was 13-0. Like that.
Saints.
Saints, yeah, just like that. I mean, the game, it was the exact opposite of the start the Saints had last week against the Eagles, where it was 14-0 Eagles, and it looked like the Saints were kind of the team struggling to get their bearings underneath. The one thing, the first quarter felt like it was all Saints, and right there at the end of the first quarter, the last play before the end of the first quarter was like a bad 3-yard play for the Rams, and they looked like they walked to the line of scrimmage with 8 seconds to go, and they were all just staring at the clock on the offensive side of the ball because they almost looked like they were drowning. Like they were staring at the sideline, and I said it to my girlfriend. I said, doesn't it look like they all just want to say do something to like the coaching staff? Like it almost looked like the entire offensive line, the quarterback. I mean, Jared Goff lost in the first, I would say, 8 to 12 offensive plays for them.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately lost. And there's no way around saying that. He just looked lost.
Looked like a guy that hasn't been in this position.
And not even, and like I said, and I said it to her, I said, it feels like they're getting smacked in the face and they just don't know how to make it end. And
Except they weren't really getting smacked in the face.
But I followed it up with, coming out of the commercial break, I said, well, let's see if they caught their breath. Because if they caught their breath, if they score a touchdown, and I said to her, not that I thought they were going to go down the field, because I think they went down the field. The drive ended up being a 13-play drive for a touchdown, but I think they had 8 more plays after the quarter end, right? If I'm not mistaken. And I said to her coming out of that break, if they don't give up any more points and score, but between now and whenever. I wasn't thinking they were coming out of the quarter and they were going to come and score in that first drive the way they did. I figured just don't give up any more points and score, then you're still in this, obviously, because it's not even a touchdown lead. They were able to make it 13-10, and the entire second quarter was them. I mean, at halftime, they were only down 3.
So, wait, time out, back up a little bit. So, were you more disappointed with how the Rams were going in the first quarter or the Saints? Because, honestly, I was more disappointed with what the Saints were doing. I don't think the Saints...
In the first half? They're in the second quarter?
In the first quarter, I was disappointed with the Saints, even because they weren't sealing the deal. They were putting up field goals, but they weren't scoring the touchdowns where they could have been up 14-0.
I'll give you that.
Or they could have been up 21-0 even, but instead it was whatever the hell it was, because they were selling for field goals because they... We'll get into the play calling, but
yeah, that's
it
actually
was. I think it was suspect on the Saints' part as well. Like they weren't finishing the deal.
The Saints' play calling in the red zone all game was miserable. I mean, that was the difference in the game. You're not wrong. If they would have scored 1 touchdown on either of those 2 field goals, they clearly win the game. It doesn't go to overtime.
They should have had 2.
And they could have, and they absolutely
very easily should have had 2.
So the weird thing for me in those 2 possessions where they ended up kicking field goals, why didn't they throw to Michael Thomas They didn't throw to him 1 time in the red zone in those first two drives in the red zone.
Why didn't they throw to him seemingly the whole game?
Well, and we can get to that. We'll get to that eventually towards the end here. But
this man torched the Eagles just a
torches
week
everybody,
ago. Right.
I mean, he had 17 catches 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago.
Right, but even just 1 week ago, he was the man.
He had 12 for like 183.
And now all of a sudden we can't find him. Like
it was weird.
I didn't understand it. It should have been.
It almost
going
felt
into
like
that
Sean
second
Payton was
quarter.
trying to get too cute because the touchdown with Hill, with Taysom Hill or whatever, where they kind of just threw it out to the side. Like other than that, they had no success in the red zone.
Yeah.
Weird. Just a very odd thing for the Saints.
They easily should have been up 14 points at one point.
They could have been up 21. They could have been up 21-0 before the end of the first quarter.
And that's the game. Like that's a.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, absolutely.
That's a demoralizing situation if you were the Rams at that point.
Because by the time you get the ball back in the second quarter, instead of being up 21-0, you're now only up 13-7 with like 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. So now the Rams really feel like they have an opportunity.
Right now you're not really playing catch up at this point. It's still a game.
And they got their points. They made it a 3-point game at halftime. Do you think the 4th down from the 35 down 13-0 from the Rams was? Did you see that where they threw it? Do you remember that?
What did they do? I don't
Early second quarter from their own 35, 4th and 3. They faked punt it. They passed it for 5 yards.
Oh yeah. Unnecessary.
Do you think that was like the pivotal difference, though? I mean, everyone says about how it's a swing.
No.
Ironic the Saints got
That's
beat.
reaching for a reason.
Ironic the Saints got beat on a fake punt just a week after they did a fake punt.
Right.
Like you should be prepared. Why would I? Odd. And the punter threw for a first down. That's even odder.
I don't think that's a momentum changer. Did they go down and score a touchdown?
They think they got 3 on that drive.
Okay, then that's not a big momentum changer as far as I'm concerned. When you go down and score 7, maybe, but I mean, if you're only going down and scoring another 3, then all right, whatever. You got 1 on us.
Because they ended up getting the 7 right before half, if I'm not mistaken, to make it 13-10.
Whatever.
The second half goes back and forth. Weird defensive struggle, not expected. Todd Gurley didn't really. C.J. Anderson got from the second quarter through the middle of the 4th quarter, got all the carries. Now I will say late 4th quarter.
I need you. Who the hell is Todd Gurley?
Late 4th quarter, Todd Gurley came back in the football game, but until then he was absent from the middle of the 1st or 2nd quarter.
And they were hyping it up like. Okay, before he came back in the 4th quarter, did you presume, because I did, that he was actually hurt or something had to be up? Like as far as like he's.
I thought at minimum he had to feel like something was tight, like his leg was tight.
Right. Because you saw him on the bike too.
Not even just that. I always think he wasn't effective. Every time they handed him the football, other than for the touchdown, it was a 3-yard carry. He did not look effective every other time he had the football.
Okay, so. Because the commentators were even saying that. They said they asked what's going on, and
they said all we can do is ask, and they did.
And the Rams were saying there's nothing.
No medical problem.
Right. So, and I mean, stuff can still come out eventually, but the fact that he went back in the game at one point, it's like, well, then, what in the blue hell were they doing having this man sit? Okay, yeah, it worked out. We know the finish of the game. We're going
But
to talk
even
about
so,
it.
the
but
running game wasn't effective. C.J.
Not the
Anderson had a
point.
couple of good carries.
That's beyond the point, because when they brought Gurley back in that fourth quarter, the first carry he had was like for like 6-7 yards, whatever the hell it was. So
He ran some dudes over.
you don't sit that type of talent. So the fact that the Rams won the game, they got a pass, and nobody really wants to talk about it now. Amazingly, everybody wants to talk about what we're going to get into eventually. But
That's why you got JD Sports on right now. We're
If you lose that game, though, we're saying, what the fuck is
why are
he
you
doing?
not playing Todd Gurley? No, I agree.
But I'm still saying, why the fuck were you not playing Todd Gurley?
And the thing I will say is,
bro, 3 carries, and then we sat him.
I know.
3!
In that morning.
What was it for? Regardless.
It was under 5. That morning.
What?
He had a.
I wish the Cowboys would have sat Ezekiel.
He had a social media post that morning, Todd Gurley, and it was about biggest game of my life since I've been dreaming about this since I was 16 or something like that. So to think that like he actually understood that morning what the moment was, and then there he is in the third quarter standing there
Sitting.
literally
standing.
with no end in sight of this. Like he hasn't gotten the ball for a while, and it doesn't look like they're going to put him out there anytime soon.
Did anybody have a follow-up question to that? Because, I mean, I didn't watch too much of the post-game
I didn't watch
shit,
any of the post game because I was
I
watching another
assume
football game.
I assume...
Somebody had to have asked.
Right. And I'm sure moving forward, we're eventually going to really get deeper into that. It was more so just a celebration after the fact that you won, but I really want to see the explanation for that.
Yeah, I would think that,
Because that's if I'm a Rams fan, I would have been losing my damn mind.
Yeah, I mean, it was confusing as somebody who I had no idea what was going on.
We all assumed he might have pulled something.
Yeah, and like
And
I said,
then it's like,
maybe
okay, I
tight,
get it,
like,
I get it. Okay.
Maybe like
He got a groin pull.
Cramps,
Cramp.
anything.
Cool.
It was weird. And Todd Gurley played well when he did come back in, like you said.
Right. You can't have him...
Which is even weirder.
You can't have him rush for 3 or 4 times in the first quarter and then just be like, we're good.
And like I said,
we're going to the backup.
Just because he didn't look good doesn't... If that's the reason, that's not a good enough reason. Because you got... Running game is about staying patient in the NFL. So 4 carries is not enough. 3 carries is not enough.
And you would think they would... Regardless of how good they think Anderson is or how good he really is, you still want to split that at least. And like, you're in this ball game. You can control this clock and control this game.
Give your best players the ball.
Why would you not just do that? I don't know. It baffled me, and I'm baffled that that's not a bigger issue than, well, like I said, obviously some other shit would overshadow that, but that's still a big thing to me. I just don't.
Yeah. And that's why I brought it up. It's a big thing to me.
That's unacceptable. Unless he was legitimately hurt, then okay, I get it. But then again, how did he just come back randomly? Y'all decided fuck it in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
All right, right. It's acceptable now. We're just gonna. Damn it, we need to win. Well, why didn't you just need to win the whole game?
Maybe he wasn't hurt, but if he wasn't hurt, like you said, that's not acceptable.
I don't get it, man.
Excuse me. So, middle of the fourth quarter, when it was 2020, did you see in the middle of the field, it was the Saints were at like the 50-yard line, the pass interference that wasn't called, where the guy thought he could intercept the football.
Yeah.
Rams do nothing with it. Saints get the ball back with, I think it was 2:45 to go. 2020. Drew Brees drives his team the whole way down the field. Gets them inside the 25. They're at like the 15. They run a wheel route. The receiver, ball coming, he's at the 5. Ball still at the 10. And the defender just lit him up.
1000%, just for no damn reason.
We'll get into what the defender said actually about why he did it. Which is even funnier now that we're all sitting here complaining about. So Dwight, 2 refs there, one literally right on top of it, the other one on the goal line, 5 yards away.
Unacceptable. Bullshit.
No flag.
Disgusting.
And the first thing Joe Buck said was, and he didn't even announce that the ball was incomplete, didn't announce that the guy got hit. He literally just said, ball in the air, and when no flag was happening, it was a good 3 or 4 seconds, and you see the defender walking back, looking at the ref like this, going to his players to high five, and you just hear Joe Buck go, no flag. He didn't say anything else. Like, Joe Buck's great in those moments. Joe Buck, I know I myself give Joe Buck flack because a lot of people aren't fans of him. Joe Buck usually,
I don't get the hate for him.
Usually, at least he usually says the right thing. Whether you like him or not, he usually at least gets the call right. He usually just doesn't say things just to say them.
Joe Buck.
He didn't say incomplete. He didn't say bad defensive play. No, he literally
he was calling what he saw.
He literally just goes, no flag. Very rare moment for Joe Buck just to hit you with that, like that. Because, like, that's what it was, though. That was the honest, truth moment of everyone's reaction. Like, no flag. Okay.
No flag.
Weird time to let him play.
I hate that, man. We've talked about that for the past 4 years, man. I can't stand, I'm going to say it again, this whole note, we going to let them play bullshit, man.
Under 2 minutes, here we go.
This is where the rules just
Big
don't,
game.
Rules aren't rules.
Big game, under 2
because
minutes.
we said so, because this is, a big game.
Ref has to stay out of it, Dwight. He just has to stay out
when
of it.
it's the playoffs and then when it's the championship
We're not playing
game.
sports anymore. We're not playing sports anymore.
Rules no longer apply.
The ref just has to stand back and watch it. Hey,
Let them play.
go.
Do what you want. This
So-
is NFL blitz.
Oh, mine's frustrating,
It's going to
dude.
tackle you before the ball is, 5 yards
look,
behind you.
And what sucks even worse is Sean Payton gets let off the hook for 3 horrible play calls inside the 25-yard line. There was 1:45 left when that happened, Dwight.
Yeah.
They had the ball in the same spot with 1 minute or 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. They wasted literally 15 seconds of gameplay in 3 plays. They didn't make the Rams take 1 timeout. They didn't try to run the ball. And granted, don't get me wrong. Pass interference, first down at the 3-yard line. You run a play, Rams call a timeout. You run another play, and you either score the touchdown or the Rams call the timeout again. And then you take the knee and get yourself to 4th down and under a minute to go, and you kick the field goal and basically win the game. I understand.
It's unacceptable.
Like, I understand that. That's probably the bigger thing here instead of Sean Payton's horrible 3 play calls.
Right.
But
It is. It 1,000% is. Because we can't give that a pass. And
No!
You can't. There's zero excuse for
I
that
said
shit.
I wanted to talk about...
How do you miss that? Wait, talk about how the fuck do you miss that? You're an official in the fucking end zone, right? You have one
You're on the
fucking
goal
job.
line. You were literally 5 yards away.
You have one
and it happened
job.
on the sideline. Wait, it happened less than 2 feet from the sideline. So he was
right there.
He was actually 5 yards away. Like, that is the actual thing that was happening. Plus the other
This
guy.
is literally why you're standing here.
The other guy standing in the white, the other ref standing in the white at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
The line of scrimmage was only 6 yards from there. He was 3 steps
right
up from
there.
that. He was
right there.
less than 4 yards away.
There's a guy by the goal part. Like, there's 3 fucking dudes, at least 2, if not 3 fucking
2 that
dudes.
had great angles. The third one could have seen it though.
Oh, everybody saw it. This is my biggest thing. How did nobody see this?
My thing is
Because
like,
we just go let them play. What is that bullshit notion that we just let them play when
how
we
do they
feel like
not get
letting them
together
play?
as refs though? And like, how does not one of the refs run over and say, "Hey guys,
That's too far.
let's throw"? Like, you know how they get in the huddle and then throw the flag? What? Like, I would have taken that in
They
that
didn't even
situation.
huddle up. They didn't huddle up.
I know, but I'm saying I think all of America would have actually been like, you know
Cool.
what? They
You
missed
got
it
it
on
right.
the field, but they all got together and they said,
Somebody
you know
said,
what?
that was bullshit.
And the head of the officiating crew was like, all right, come on, guys. You know that was a penalty. It's a penalty.
They didn't even do that.
I know.
Why is that acceptable? And then
It's
Sean Payton
not.
after the game said, I just got off the
I
phone
got
with
a
the
phone
league.
call, he said. I got a phone call. They called him.
Thank you, Roger Goodell. Thank you. Thank you. I got this old ass quarterback who's on the tail end of his career. We don't know if
Dwight.
we're going to be back in this situation.
Are you ready for what they did, though?
Thank you, Roger Goodell.
Are you ready for how the NFL officiating handled it with the media?
Probably not.
So they have like a guy who just oversees the refs at every game, right? That's like, he's not the head chief. Doesn't go on the field or nothing like that. He just is in the locker room with the refs. He's basically their boss.
Why is he not? Why does this motherfucker timeout not have a fucking mic where he can say, "Hey guys,
Oh, you ready for this, Dwight? No, this gets even better. Are you ready for this? He's the one who gets sent out to go talk to the media members after the game, right? While all the refs are in their locker room. And when asked about the play, he said he has not seen it.
fuck you."
NFL? Is that not the most NFL thing of all time?
Fuck off.
They literally sent a ref out there, the boss of the refs, to come out and say, to answer questions about one specific play that he claims he didn't see. It is the greatest thing ever.
So you just stopped watching the game altogether at one point?
Well, my thing is like, dude, why did he even, what was the point in sending him out there then? What do you think those reporters were knocking on the door for?
What the hell were you sitting back there for? What were you doing? Okay, then I got the follow-up question. What were you doing then?
Yeah, how?
Eating some hors d'oeuvres? What the fuck were you doing?
So my
You didn't see the replays on top of that? What were you doing, my guy?
what was going on?
You got a quickie in the back room? What the fuck were you doing that you missed this altogether?
And then my question would have been, why did they send you out here? All right, so Dwight, I have a question for you.
Oh my god. Unreal.
It was under 2 minutes, so it couldn't have been challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you can challenge penalties.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think we are now in a time where you should be able to challenge that, or that should be at least reviewable? Because there is somebody in New York that can key in to the ref and say, hey, you got to take a look at it. That's how they do this, take a look at it stuff under 2 minutes. So somebody could have keyed in to the head official and said, hey, boss, we're going to take a look at that.
I mean...
It sucks that we might be out of time, because you know me, hey, I want to keep the human element in this.
No.
That's too much.
No.
You cost a team a chance in the Super Bowl.
Literally.
And it's
literally. There was plenty of other missed calls. There was missed calls against the Saints.
There was 8 missed calls the other way.
They missed face mask calls against the Saints.
A really bad one, inside the 5. Inside the 5-yard line against golf. But yeah, you're right, more than one.
So, I get it, but... that call though, you got to make that call though.
See,
that literally, we're talking that is the trip to the Super Bowl. That's the game. That is 1000% the game. I get. We missed calls all game.
The day after,
there's a whole game where the Saints could have done this, they could have done that. But you gotta believe if the damn Saints get that call like they should have gotten that call, it's game over.
Yeah.
Because all they need is that 3. Like you were saying, you bring that clock down,
clock gets under
and you
40
assume you're
seconds
getting
at that
that
point.
field goal, and that's the game.
Probably.
I guess we're at that point. They need to do something. Yes, to answer your question.
And that
maybe
sucks.
if it's the final 2 minutes, whatever the hell you gotta do to break
Somebody
it down.
else can key in, like official from in a
Get it
booth
right.
or something.
You gotta get it right. You gotta get that right. You shouldn't even have to go that far. That should not be. This ain't the damn catch rule when it's like, oh, did he or didn't he?
No.
This is a blatant.
I mean,
the ball's 5 yards back, and I showed to chuck you.
So back to the quote
How
of
do you
the
miss
defender.
that? And some dude in the back saying, I didn't see it. The fuck were you doing then?
The defender said, I actually thought that, I didn't think that Breeze threw the ball. The defender said that I thought that I was going to get beat for a touchdown, so I hit him because I just didn't want to get beat for a touchdown. So I figured I'd give up the 3, not the 7.
So you were still cool getting a flag and giving them an opportunity to score. That's also retarded.
But he was actually admitting, though, that he did it looking for the flag and never even got the flag.
And he said, oh, shit.
Yeah, he was confused. You saw the look on his face.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah. He looked, and everybody was like, yo, chill, bro, chill, bro, chill, bro.
Yeah. Talib was like,
boy got in his face
Talib
and
walked
said,
up and just started being like, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good.
Stop. Because he was like, oh my God, I just cost this game.
Yeah, no, Talib was like, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good.
I did see that. Unreal, man. That's just... Everybody, and there's the thing too, everybody's on this reaction base of, oh, well, the Saints fans are crying and say, just imagine if that was your squad,
bro. Heartbreaking.
What the hell do you expect them to do? Quote unquote
I'd be
cry.
frustrated.
They have every right to quote unquote cry.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean? They have every right to be
I would
tight as hell as they are right now.
I would be beyond frustrated.
Right, and like I said, Drew Brees on the tail end of his career. We don't know.
You know how many opportunities you're going to get.
And this is the second year in a row where they got demoralized.
Yeah, they
based
lost
on one
an
call.
epic way.
Right. And now you lose this way. You got to be all up in your feelings. There's no shame in that. So everybody's saying, well, I can't believe everybody just complaining about... They have every right to bitch about this.
The flip side of this...
It's completely unacceptable.
The game didn't end with with that play. The Saints kicked the field goal to make it 23-20 with, I think, a minute and 35 to go. Rams get the ball, drive down the field, kick a field goal to tie it up. Went into overtime. Breeze actually had the first opportunity, and And for the second week in a row, his offensive line just didn't do the job they needed to do. But this week it came back to bite them, and he got hit as he was throwing for the second time in this game. He got absolutely destroyed, and the ball was just floating up in the air, picked off by around the 50, and 25, 30, not even 25 yards. The Rams barely moved the ball in overtime to win that football game.
They didn't need to at that point.
No, their kicker can kick it from almost midfield, so they literally only had to move it 15 to 20 yards. I think they only moved it about 20, 25 yards. Got the field goal, and the Rams are your NFC champions. McVay and Goff, and as bad as it started out,
they got it.
But
as much as people want to say, "Oh, it's tainted, it's this and that," I get it. But guess what? We're not going to be talking about next week. And for the rest of the time after this week, guess what? We're not going to be talking about that. So
you can blame it
other
on
than
one
Saints
play,
fans, which
and
it's acceptable.
don't get me wrong, that one play does change everything. But they were up 13-0 at one point in this game.
Should have 14-0.
They were should have been up 21-0. They had an opportunity with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go from the 23-yard line to run the clock down and take that game and still be up 23-20 when you give them the ball back, but less than 40 seconds to go, and they just had horrible play calling inside the red zone, which was the difference all game. I mean, they left a lot of points out there. The interception in overtime, like the Rams still, don't get me wrong, the Rams had 2 really big helpful calls go their way or non-calls go their way, but they still did everything they needed to do to get to that point and win that football game, and they won the football game.
Saints still had their opportunity.
Yeah, the Saints had every opportunity to win that football game. And it's not like the Rams legitimately don't deserve to be here. I mean, back in July, you said the Rams are winning the Super Bowl because of the moves that they made in the offseason to make that team as dominant as they have been all year. And here they are. They have been one of the best offenses in the NFL all year. And their defense stepped up in one of the biggest games of the season. 2 games in a row, honestly, where they really they beat the Cowboys defensively pretty well, where they didn't. And then the Saints. I mean, they kept the Saints at 23 points.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can't take anything away from the Rams forever. I mean, it is what it is, but it's not like you were saying. They're not like a horrible team or anything. It's not like they don't deserve to be in this situation. They just so happen to be the other team on the other side of all the nonsense, and here they are.
They got the good luck side of a bad situation.
Sure.
But that's football. I mean, that happens a lot, and we could talk about it, and it's upsetting, and but remember the tuck rule? I mean, things like that. Like, how do you think the Raiders fans felt the next morning when they woke up? It's not like we haven't seen.
And they changed our rule, so maybe this
isn't well. And I don't know how you change this one, but
you got to be able to challenge penalties. I guess.
Or review penalties under 2 minutes or something. Yeah, maybe. But it's not. Pivotal things like this have happened in the history of football before, and franchises have moved on, and games were still played, and you know what I mean. It sucks, and it's crazy.
It doesn't make it right either.
The one thing I will say is about officiating in general. This year, we had a ref fired after he had a bad game. Remember he had a really bad call. He blew a game earlier this year, and they fired him. The next day. These guys are full-time refs now. They're getting paid more than ever. Do you think that this is grounds for that, where those 2 refs could maybe...
1,000%.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they could absolutely...
These are supposed to be the best of the best at this point.
Yes, these 2 games were supposed to have the 2 best officiating crews in the NFL. And the next day, everybody was talking about the officiating crews being bad.
In both games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they got to go. They're in a got-to-go situation.
I agree.
You can't... If somebody can lose their job in the middle of the year off of some shit, then...
In a regular season game, this is 10 times more important.
Right, you damn sure can do it when you're basically costing the team to go to the Super Bowl, so... Yeah. All of them got to go. Not even just the one that was standing there, all of them.
Oh, well,
all of them got to go.
Okay.
All of you. Yeah, it's not okay. Tough break, man.
The Rams said that they're going to wear their throwbacks for the Super Bowl. You like it?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Why is that a story?
Well, I was wondering.
I don't understand why they felt the need to put that out there. I was like, okay. So?
Doesn't really happen.
So?
I mean, I think they should.
Is this a tribute to...
I think they should. They're the LA Rams, so I think they should wear the throwbacks, but...
Okay. I preferred all whites that they were wearing this past weekend. That was sexy.
It's going to look like the Super Bowl from Tom Brady's first ever Super Bowl.
And that's the only reason they're doing it, let's be real.
Well, I think so, yes.
So Tom Brady can beat y'all again in the same uniforms? Like, that's like, come on, man, fuck off. Like,
there's Dwight. This is my favorite part of the show. Petty Dwight.
I saw that dumb shit. I was like, what is, okay. We're wearing the retro jerseys, look out. Alright, what you gonna do though? Brother, what you gonna do against Tom Brady, bro? Lose again? Like you did 15 years ago, whatever the hell the day was?
Are you giving your Super Bowl pick away already?
No, I'm saying how stupid this is. No, we got 2 weeks to talk about the Super Bowl. We're good.
We're not talking no Super Bowl yet.
We damn sure not talking about the Super Bowl yet, but it's just unnecessary and dumb. Especially to call it that day. Like, just sit on it. Like, you got like 2 weeks to talk about what the hell you want to wear. Why'd you announce it? They even announced it the same day. The same night they announced this.
They playing that out.
So, like, okay. Yeah, we gonna wear our retros. So? I didn't know it was Throwback Thursday. What the fuck? Fuck off, man. Yeah, whatever. And the only thing different about it is the colors. Otherwise, it's the same damn setup. Ain't real retros, they're just different colors. Anyway.
Dwight.
Yeah.
Speaking of the AFC game, Patrick Mahomes,
Mahoo.
second in yards this year, first in touchdowns, first in QBR, probably the MVP, 13-3, number 1 seed in the AFC. Found himself down 14-0 with -5 yards at halftime to Tom Brady.
Which isn't a credit to Tom Brady, but yeah.
No, Bill Belichick.
Pitiful. Looked like a rookie quarterback.
Not a rookie.
Looked like one.
31 second half points. Out of the first 30 minutes of the football game, the Patriots had the ball for 18 of them.
Disgusting.
They did not want Patrick Mahomes to have the football.
Not that it mattered.
Second half, Patrick Mahomes got the football. This game turned into a shootout.
A little bit.
Brady needed 3 touchdowns and 3 drives, or else his team wouldn't have a chance to win this football game.
You gonna worship him now, Tony Romo?
Woo!
Even though he was this close to having 3 picks and only 1 touchdown, we've been having a completely different narrative about Tom Brady and his
That's
career
true.
at this point. But you know, whatever, who's paying attention?
I wouldn't say career.
Oh, well, yeah, because we'd be talking about what's he done. Yes, the hell, we'll be talking about his career right now. What the hell would you mean? If that 3rd interception would have counted, yes, the hell, we would be talking about that. 1 touchdown, 3 picks in the AFC Championship game? Yes, the hell we would.
I think we can all admit, though, all 3 of them weren't his fault. All 3 of the times.
That's irrelevant.
All 3 of them went through the hands of his offensive player.
That would have been irrelevant. It would have been 1 touchdown, 3 picks.
So, to break it down.
Nobody wants to acknowledge that. I'm going to acknowledge that. Because this ain't a Tom Brady story to me. Yeah, he marched down the field and did his thing, but he also, it wasn't perfect.
No, it wasn't perfect.
It wasn't perfect.
Looked good early, struggled there in the 3rd, mid-4th quarter, got it back together when he needed to late, 4th quarter and overtime.
Yep.
Well, yeah, for sure.
To me, the whole thing was a Tom Brady thing. It was a Patriots thing. They were just...
Always is.
Alright, well, the narrative's always on Tom Brady.
Because he's the quarterback.
Right, but this had nothing... Well, I won't say nothing. This had not as much as everybody wants to proclaim it as Tom Brady. As much as it was everything around him that just so happened to finally come together with the worst team he's ever had.
I agree with that.
It worked out.
Um...
It definitely worked out.
So, All week.
Somehow.
I went back on my pick. I picked Kansas City. You know, I was telling you how, New England was going to go to the Super Bowl and whatnot, and I went back on it. I picked Kansas City on the show. All week, I regretted it. It was in my stomach, and I just kept telling myself, I know better with Belichick.
It's in my stomach. This man gets in his feelings.
Yes.
It's so hard. Teams ain't got nothing to do with him. It's gross.
I just knew Belichick, man. Like,
It's in my stomach.
Belichick might be my favorite football story of all time. Assistant to Parcells, head coach for a little bit of the Browns, brings them back, but then they end up dismantling themselves. Assistant to Parcells again, supposed to take over the Jets, was the head coach of the Jets for 6 days, and then Parcells came back. And then Parcells quit because the Patriots wanted to hire Belichick, and the Jets already had Belichick as their man in waiting. And then Belichick was like, well, I don't know if I want to do that. So he's the 2-time head coach of the Jets, but never actually coached them.
Fascinating.
Wins all these Super Bowls with the Jets' rivals.
Fascinating.
The whole reason Parcells is the lore he was. He's just, I don't know, he's one of the best, he's the best coach, ever of all time. And I don't know, his story, I just knew better. I just knew the legend of Bill Belichick started in the 80s when he ended up switching up 3 different defenses in 3 weeks to beat teams in the NFC and win the Super Bowl.
You realize everything you're saying is the exact reason why everybody's angry right now? Because we just get tired of this worship the ground that Brady and Belichick walk on. Do you understand that?
It's
Because it's so tired. We get it. They're great. They, both.
Yes.
Great. They're great. We know. This is why everybody's tired, bro.
Oh man, it's just
You the only one that's like, man, my stomach was in knots. I picked against it. Like that's your squad. You want to get your squad. Meanwhile, he's an Eagles fan.
no.
Yes.
I was rooting for Andy Reid. There is no question about this one. I was
But your
rooting
stomach was in
for
knots because you just.
I was rooting for the Chiefs. There ain't no question
Goodness.
about that.
This is why people are tired of the Patriots, bro. Because we get it. We know.
But I can marvel
we
in their
know.
greatness. I mean, it is
We know they're great. We know. It's just
unprecedented territory.
We know. We all know. Nobody. There's not a single person
I
that is
know.
denying any of it. It's just,
I know.
we know. That's why we're annoyed. Because we know, and just like y'all.
It's mind-blowing.
Do this to. We know.
It is mind-blowing.
We know. Nobody denies it.
I just can't wrap my head around it, Dwight.
It's phenomenal.
Nobody should be able to do what they have done.
We know.
Nobody should be able to do this. Nobody should be able to be going back.
We know.
5 out of 6?
We know. We know. Tired. We're tired of it. We're just tired of it. You can understand and appreciate it while being tired of it. That's what some people don't seem to understand.
I'm not mad at anybody for being tired of it. I just personally...
But you find every opportunity you can to post about it, though, to share everything
Because
pro Brady, pro Patriots you can.
Because
I
I
swear,
am
you are
absolutely-
a fucking Patriots fan. I don't think you're an Eagles fan.
No.
I say you're an undercover Cowboys fan. No, I know you're an undercover Patriots fan. Yes, the hell you are.
I just appreciate what they can do.
You lost your mind on damn Facebook posting shit talking about. I don't remember the exact quote, but I was like, man, this man makes me sick. Is this his team?
I
No,
quoted
it's not
what
his
he
team.
said.
It's your team.
I
Man.
quoted what Tom Brady said. Tom Brady said, I'm the baddest mother on the planet.
You get so excited over Tom Brady and the Patriots.
So I quoted it.
It's worse than the Eagles, which is amazing for me to say, but it's close to that. But 2 weeks ago, Tom Brady, man, they think we're underdogs. We ain't shit. Yeah, everybody wants to be against us.
I mean, they were the
And what
underdogs.
did I say last week? Like, Tom Brady doesn't know he's, I didn't say that, but like he don't know he's one of the like he's that dude. Like, knock it off, Tom Brady. And now all of a sudden, because you got that one, now you are that dude. Motherfucker, how many times have you been in this situation? We
No,
know
he
you
said
that
it.
dude.
He said, what do they call us the underdogs for? I'm the baddest mother on the planet.
I
That's
didn't
why.
bother to listen to the nonsense.
That's
but I was
why
like,
he said that, though.
whatever. I didn't bother to listen to his nonsense.
Because he didn't believe it either. He was making fun of them.
I bet he didn't believe it.
That they were the underdogs? He didn't believe they were the underdogs.
No.
He was
That's
making
good.
fun of them.
My mind is so clear now that I know that Tom Brady didn't really believe it. He was just talking shit last week.
Well, clearly everybody knew that.
It's tired. It's tired, man. It's tired. Patriots are tired. Tom Brady's tired. Go sit your old ass down, homie. Just go away. We know. We get it.
Did you see the video with him and Gronk?
I did
With
not.
the actor?
I refuse to play it. I refuse. Like, what for?
Well,
I don't need to hear, I'm a bad motherfucker. We know who the hell
no,
we
he
are.
didn't say it in that video.
They
So-
did some cute little thing, and then him jumping up in his player's fucking arms like he ain't never been there before. Yeah, we know. I seen it.
Him and Gronk were doing the we ain't. Oh, no.
I now can't ever listen to that song ever again.
Going away.
That's actually really disappointing. I can't listen to that song. It's
I thought
probably
it was
gonna
a
be.
pretty good.
It's probably gonna be the
Full
intro this
job,
week,
Mike.
just so y'all know what the hell we're talking about. That makes me sad because I really like that song, and now I can never listen to that song again.
I thought it was a great troll job by him.
I got you, Romo.
38 points combined in the fourth quarter by these two teams. Kansas City made a huge stop on fourth down, and then they ended up going 3 and out. And after their 3 and out in the fourth quarter is where the Edelman, did he touch the ball, did he not touch the ball thing happened.
Was it a catch? It wasn't.
No, the Edelman, the punt.
No, I was talking about the catch. That wasn't a catch, and he finally said it's not a catch.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Do you think that Edelman touched it on the punt? My thought was they said on the field he did, and there was no angle to say that he didn't.
Right.
I'm not saying he did. I don't know if he did. But the rule has always been, if there is no definitive answer, then you just
Right.
gotta go what was on the field.
Mhm.
They didn't do that.
I don't know if he touched it or not.
I don't know if he touched it or not either. Do you think they should have left the ruling the way it was on the field, though?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know, you stick with the wrong.
And that's not how they did that, so I didn't really like that. The next play was picked off, though.
That's broken.
Agreed. The next play was picked off, though. The next play was the ball don't lie. Everybody was yelling, ball don't lie.
Who was yelling that?
Tony yelled it, and Twitter reacted. Tony, ball don't lie, Romo.
Tony, I'm a genius, Romo. Tony, all mad and Romo.
They're going deep here, Jim!
This game made me hate him more than I already hated him as of a week ago. And I don't hate him.
No, I know.
Like,
You don't like how he's
I knew a week ago when I said, and I went on a little tangent, that he got my nerves. No, he really got on my fucking nerves.
And that's
this
why I
week.
told you that he was going to be the Super Bowl announcer.
And that's why I'm going to have to mute the TV when I watch the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to talk about he's a genius. I'm going to keep saying it because nobody wants to talk about that. He's such a genius, but, when the Patriots are about to, go for a knee to go into overtime, he was like, watch for the fake, watch for the fake, watch for the... Oh. Who the hell was looking for the fake knee? Nobody was looking for that. Nobody. Were you looking for that, Jared?
No.
Okay, because you can call that shit like 8 miles away. We know.
Sometimes.
Nobody was looking for that. But Tony Rupp, watch for the fake, Jim. Watch for the fake knee. Oh, never mind. We're going in overtime.
So it's funny when he said that.
Everybody pays attention to the genius when he calls shit. Because he called shit when he was a Cowboy and he won a Super Bowl 8 times.
When he said the watch for the fake knee, I laughed because you could see the running back actually wasn't paying attention when he was about to snap it. The running back was looking the other way. That's how I knew they weren't going to definitely go. They definitely weren't going.
Nobody other than Tony Romo thought they were fake.
I don't think anybody did, but like the running back was literally looking for something on the sideline. He was trying to get read something else. I don't know what it was.
The hypocrisy of Tony Romo right now. All of a sudden he's fucking Vince Lombardi out here. That's what he is. All of a sudden he is him.
Jim Nantz is like, hand off to Rex Burkhead. I think Brady kept it. Burkhead at the 15, at the 20, 25.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. And the hypocrisy, the reaction to he's a genius and everybody getting moist on the internet about Romo calls plays before they even happen. Yo, he's the greatest of all time. I love it. Y'all motherfuckers but 3 years ago said he was garbage forever and he sucks and he's this and he's that. And if he's such a genius, where are my rings? I'm still waiting for these rings that he gathered. I'm still looking for them. Oh wait, they don't exist because he's not a genius. It's so easy to sit in that fucking booth and do what he's doing right now. He's not the only one that calls this shit in advance. He's not the only play-by-play guy or color commentator that calls shit in advance. He's just the most over-the-top one that does it. He ain't a genius. He's good at what he does. He's very good at what he does. But relax. I'm so tired of it. I'm not going to listen to him on Super Bowl. I'm going to have to mute the television. I cannot listen to that. I refuse to listen to that. I'm going to have to throw music on. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I can't listen to that all game. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
So you don't want more Tony Romo?
No, I don't want any more time on him. I'm done.
The Chiefs made a football game after that interception, and it was just blow for blow, back and forth. Fourth quarter, do you think the roughing the passer was actually roughing the passer?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Say no.
Flag.
Right. I don't think it should have been a flag. I think it was...
What? That's a flag?
I think that...
On the grounds of what?
I think that what they saw was Brady's helmet bobbled.
That didn't move at all?
Well, the helmet did look like it bobbled, but I don't think that it was necessarily hit by the arm. I think that the way that Brady running into the arm, like into his chest, I think that's what made everything kind of shake. I don't think it was necessarily Brady getting smacked in the face or anything. But the ref felt like he got hit in the head. The NFL Network is
unacceptable.
The NFL Network is claiming that there was a pass interference down the field. I don't know. They didn't show it on the broadcast. If it was, I guess then none of this matters anyways. But if there wasn't, if there wasn't the pass interference or anything down the field, then yeah, that play completely changes everything, and the Chiefs could have a legitimate argument of feeling like they got robbed of a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So again, two plays here on championship weekend where the refs legitimately are getting griped on by the team who didn't win because they feel like that might be a reason why they didn't win.
And then you do call bullshit, roughing the passer call on top of that, so.
Right.
And even, the neutral zone infraction call that they called, I was like, y'all pick and choose when you call that too.
Okay, yeah, so my thought on that was...
Y'all pick and choose on that one.
He was over the line.
He was.
But...
You pick and choose when you do it.
They don't call that every time.
No.
And that probably wasn't the first time he was over the line all game.
No. You know what else I noticed too, speaking of just like shit that they call and they don't call? Remember some weeks back when the Cowboys, they called offsides, or not offsides, they called, whatever the hell they called on that lineman because he was down and then he raised his arm?
Yeah.
You know I saw that all weekend?
Yeah, it happened a lot.
And I wasn't called at all
No.
because that's not a thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Like, it's just that type of shit. Like, there's so much inconsistency even within their little nucleus of people that are supposed to be, the best. Like, these are supposed to be the best of the best. So if that's an actual rule, like they called it against the Cowboys some weeks back, then why is that a thing? Oh, wait, because it's not an actual rule, apparently. This is, like, it's just too inconsistent. This is why people are pissed off, because you swallow the whistle when you want to. You put the flag in your pocket and keep it there when you want to. You throw it out when you really want to. And you will make whatever excuse you want to make in that moment when you want to do it. This is why these people and these fans are bitching and crying because shit like this. Because they swallow the whistle, like I said, when they want to. And that neutral zone infraction is a prime example when they pick and choose when they call that shit. Even though it should always be called in reality. It should always be called.
Rule, yeah.
But it's not always. And there's literally one guy that's supposed to watch for that shit.
It's definitely hard if you're a Chiefs fan today,
Yeah.
after all of that. And your quarterback did everything he was supposed to. Your whole team, they hung in there.
Yep.
How do you feel about the overtime rule?
Oh, God, we're back there again.
Yeah, right.
Opinion hasn't changed.
All right.
It's only relevant when it's relevant, I guess.
I hear you. I agree.
Look, I'm going to say the same thing I always say. Same thing you say. Defense plays football too. Defense got a job to do too. The defense did stop Tom Brady like they were supposed to. It is what it is.
So
should the offense get an opportunity? Sure. But as the rules constructed,
same one that one still.
The rules constructed. The defense has a job too. Why does nobody talk about? Y'all didn't stop Tom Brady from marching down that field.
You had also had 60 minutes to take the lead.
You could hold Tom Brady to a field goal in this overtime.
17 games this year, and I think this is the best way to articulate how we feel, and I think this is how I try to explain it to everybody, that like the overreaction of one game is beyond annoying. 17 games this year went to overtime, including Sunday's games, both of them. Only, that was the last one, the Patriots one, that was only the 4th time this season that both teams didn't touch the ball in the overtime period. So out of 17 times, 4 times that happened, where it's not fair according to everybody. I'm okay with that, because the old rule would have been 11 of the 17 times where neither team got, or only one team got to touch the ball. So like, I think that they actually, which I didn't think that it was a good idea to change the overtime rule when they did it, they actually, for once, the NFL did the right thing, made the rule correct. It is making it as almost fair as you can possibly make it. And like, the flip side is you could have stopped Tom Brady for 75 yards. You could have taken the lead in the 60 minutes you had to take the lead before this game ended. It's not like we and I think Bomani Jones is the one who said it, it's not like we keep track of possessions. So like, it's not like if the Chiefs get 11 possessions, then the Patriots have to get 11 possessions as well. That's not how this works anyways. So why are we so worried about that one time that the possession just goes the other way? No, yeah, sure, it sucks.
You would like to see,
of course,
what they could do.
I would have loved to see Patrick Mahomes have an opportunity with the football, no doubt, but
I want to see their defense make a stop.
The Rams defense stopped Drew Brees, didn't they not? Did the Rams defense stop Drew Brees? Okay, so
they forced him to throw an interception and going into overtime.
Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions in that exact game.
Could have been 3. Why can't you make it 4?
Stop.
Nobody talks about that though. They only talk about how it's unfair because Patrick Mahomes didn't touch the ball. Why don't we talk about how the defense didn't do anything? Nobody ever goes that route. That's my biggest thing. Why don't we ever go, well, why didn't the defense stop him? I get it. Sure, Patrick Mahomes should get the opportunity.
It would have been great.
Sure.
I understand.
Sure.
We're on the
Nobody's
same
going to
page.
argue that. But as the rule's constructed, I'm now 100% against it. Stop them.
Yeah, and again, that's the 4th time.
Well, their defense sucks. That's their problem.
Out of 17 overtime games, that's only the 4th time that the only one team touched the ball this season. I feel like that's as fair as we're going to get with the overtime. I mean, that's as good as you're going to get.
Well, the Chiefs' defense, they suck anyway. They forced 2 turnovers earlier.
They didn't give up 50 points.
They're professionals. They're getting paid. They have a job as well. It's not just the offense that has a job. Defense has a job too, regardless if they suck or not.
I agree.
Step up. Or that's what's going to happen. It sucks. It does suck. I'd be pissed too if I was a fan, but I also, and we've had this conversation against Dallas. Like, this shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
I get it. And my argument's always been with the Cowboys. Well, make a stop. Do something.
Back.
Get it back. Stop. And the NFL's even saying, you can hold them to 3.
Yeah. They're giving you the opportunity to give up points and still get the football back.
Hold them to 3. Nope. Okay. Wow.
Didn't do it.
Wow.
I don't even think they got the Patriots to a 3rd down on that overtime.
Oh. I'm trying to think. Was it overtime or was it the 4th quarter? No, it was the 4th quarter where Brady marched down 3 straight times and it was all 3rd down.
That was the 4th quarter.
Okay,
that was the 4th quarter. That's how they ended that.
So you had so even let's go back.
Oh, you could have stopped him right there. I agree.
3 times, 3rd and 10 or more. You didn't stop him.
Well, dude, the last drive, let's go to the drive before that. If they don't let up a touchdown on the drive before that, then the game never goes into overtime as well. Like, there was 3 straight drives to end that game that Tom Brady had to score touchdowns or else his team doesn't go to the championship, and he did it. Mm. And I get there's calls here that could have helped, or was this or that, but there was multiple opportunities on 3rd down for the Chiefs. There was multiple opportunities in the red zone for the Chiefs.
This ain't even a Saints situation where it's like, okay, you have a legitimate gripe. No, this is
you could have made stops.
Right. You could have done something. You had every opportunity given to you to
How about Gronk?
Stop this man.
Gronk over the middle,
How about stopping him?
Edelman?
Stop him. How about stop this running back? Well, I don't even know. What is his name?
Which one? Sony Mitchell?
He said which one. Good point. Right, Mitchell is what I'm referring to.
Sony Michelle, yeah, I like
Michelle, yeah, because it's a girl's name. And I was like, who the hell's Michelle?
Out of Georgia.
Right. Stop Michelle.
He was on my fantasy team this year, the one that I won the championship.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like him.
So stop him.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Like, I don't think the Chiefs fans have near the gripe that the Saints fans do.
No, I agree.
They have a gripe, but they should also be looking
Put up
at
a touchdown in the first half, and you don't need all 31 in the second half, and you win.
Right. Don't let Tom Brady and Patriots control the entire first quarter.
The clock.
Practically.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. They almost had the entire first quarter.
7 minutes.
Yeah.
Over 7 minutes.
On one drive.
Do something. Do something. Andy Reid, man, he sucks.
No,
It's all his fault.
I don't think so.
He can't handle it.
Hey,
He can't handle Tom Brady.
no.
You right? No, he can't. You right.
Patriots, Rams.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people out of the 4 Super Bowls out of the 4 scenarios it could have been for the Super Bowl, a lot of people had this as the lowest one.
This is my lowest one, and I picked the Rams to go here.
You know what though? I'll take this. If this is the bad one, I think this is going to be a good game. I like both teams. Fan of both coaches.
But Brady, Breeze.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. The storylines are better.
Mahomes, Breeze.
Well,
Mahomes, Golf.
I was gonna say that one because both teams put up 50 against each other when they played the first time. That was the one I think that would have actually produced the best matchup.
Instead, it's Brady and the Rams, but Brady. This is definitely the lowest one.
The NFC is a juggernaut, though. I mean, out of all the teams, legitimately, the Bears. We think like now looking back on this playoffs, the Bears who beat LA.
They could have beat any one of these 4 teams.
Okay. The Saints could have won.
Yeah.
I think Cowboys could have held their own with most of these teams. Eagles held their own with the Saints.
Sure.
Fully healthy, who knows if they have a full defense and full offense. I'm not saying it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't.
Right.
But okay,
we still think both Eagles, Cowboys probably
a
realistically
tier down.
lose that.
I don't disagree, but
they still probably lose those.
But this accordion isn't
Sure.
like that. It seems like it's a little more closer. And I'm not saying that the Packers are any good, but they got the guy. We all know about the guy. But the Vikings. Okay, but last year, look how close they were.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. The NFC is a swing away. Like there's so much. Where the AFC, the Chiefs
got some guy that just won't go the fuck away.
The Chiefs, the Steelers, and
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
No, this year.
they can.
But who's to say they're not going to jump back into this whole realm next year? We'll get there next year. But my point being is but you know what's coming out of the AFC. You don't want to.
Till this old man goes away.
It just doesn't stop.
Till this old man goes away.
The Super Bowl always feels like a glimmer of hope. Like, oh my gosh, before the season, anybody can get there, right? And that's how it still feels in the NFC. But the AFC's just like, no.
Oh, my beer says Tom Brady.
Not allowed.
How many rings does he have?
He has 5.
God damn it.
He's lost 3 times, and he has now played. This will be the 5th Super Bowl in 6 years he has played in.
That's ridiculous, man.
They're a staple in this game.
That's so disgusting.
They played in 8 straight AFC Championship games.
That's so disgusting. Tired.
This just means he's definitely not going anywhere for another year.
Maybe. I don't want to. You know what?
But maybe he wins and retires? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, but I don't want to go there.
He's not going to win and retire. He's going to win and keep going because he's Tom Brady.
Because I don't want to see him win. That's why I don't want to say it. Go out like Ray Lewis. Just go away.
He's not going to do that. Tom Brady's not winning and retiring. I promise you. I feel like there's no way.
Just go away.
Tom Brady's going away on a bad season.
God damn it. Can it happen tomorrow? Like
Dan Le Batard's best quote, I think, is Father Time is going to have 1 loss on his resume at this point. It's got to be Tom Brady because this is just not. He's defying everything.
This is the new norm. I mean, they can relax on that.
Is it the new norm?
I've been saying for not even just the Tom Brady thing. I said this. You know what? I'm glad we brought this up because I don't know if we've ever had this conversation, but if we did, we're just going to have it a second time. I've been saying this is like 2000 and I don't know. Let's just say 2000 because it's at least been since then. This players are just too old bullshit is such a non-issue to me. Or it's not really a thing anymore. It's really not because you get these exceptions where. Damn, LeBron's out here still doing his thing. Damn, Brady's still out here doing his thing. Damn, even Peyton Manning, there's still, and I'm drawing a blank on other.
Peyton Manning fall. His father's
right,
smacked him
but he
in
was
the head.
Still going at an age where you wouldn't have expected
He was further past
him.
than he should have. And 3 neck surgeries. It was insane.
Right. not to transition, but in wrestling even, like we've seen that.
Okay.
We've seen like
Yeah.
that's probably my easy example off the top of my
Yeah.
head. 20 years ago, Hogan and like Savage were too old when they were in their 40s. You got AJ Styles out here right now, who's the best thing out
In his
there
prime.
in his 40s. Like there's a swing as far as that whole narrative is concerned with the with the elite of the elite. I'm saying
I
not
got you.
everybody, but there's definitely been a huge swing. Not everyone's gonna be like the Tom Brady scenario. He's definitely on this whole nother stratosphere.
Drew
I don't want
Brees,
to try to say
Phillip
he's not.
Rivers.
Right. These dudes are what? Edging 40, if not in their 40s.
Oh, yeah. No, they both are hitting 40, I think, this year.
And
Well,
Phil
Brees
Rivers,
is 40 this year. I think Rivers is 40, like 36, 37.
Rivers and Drew Brees and Tom Brady have had the season that they had, and they were all right there in the
Okay.
playoffs.
Eh.
Like, to me, it's just an overstated...
Roethlisberger
the age
led the
thing-
league in yards, and he's like 36.
Right. Point being. Like, the age thing's kind of overstated thing. I don't know
Patrick
what...
Mahomes is also 23. On the flip side, the young side of this, Patrick
Right.
Mahomes is 23 years old with 50 touchdowns.
Right. I think the whole age thing is
All right.
just, like... I don't know. There's going to be a new number where we say it's quote-unquote old at some point.
I
What
hear
that
you
number
there.
is, I don't know, but it's
I hear
clearly
you.
going up.
I will just go back to Tom Brady specifically, though. 41 years old, no one else is having the success he has had.
Right, he's definitely on that whole other level.
He's
but
on his own norm.
he
But I know
might
what you're
be-
saying. At 33, 34 years old, you're not necessarily saying, like,
No, 36, you're not done.
no one thinks that Aaron Rodgers' career is almost over. He's like 33.
Right. He's nowhere near done. We assume what? He's going to play
34. He might be older than that.
We think he's going to play to 40?
Yeah, at least. I mean, he might be 35, 36 years old at this point.
Right. That whole...
But he doesn't look like he's ending next year, the
Right.
year after.
I guess that's the biggest thing I'm trying to say. Like, 35 is no longer damn you
Yeah.
ancient. Not necessarily.
I realistically think Carson Wentz can play for another 10 years and, like, use...
What is he? Like 27, 28?
Right. No, he's only like 23, 24. But the point being is that... But what I'm saying is that you used to never really think of, I'm going to have a quarterback into his 30s.
Right.
You do now.
Right. And now, 35. Okay, yeah, you're still good. You
I
still
got
got a
you.
couple years.
I got you. Andy Dalton's like 32, 33, and he's not,
And nobody thinks... he can still start.
Right, no one thinks
Most
he's gonna,
places,
right.
right.
No one thinks he's retiring tomorrow. Yeah, that's why I brought him up. I'm not saying he's
Yeah.
good. He was just a good example for what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well-
I remember, I wish I remembered the exact specific thing that, like I said, this was the early 2000s I started saying this. I remember saying it. I forget what the reason was, but I was just like, I used to have arguments. This was before I even knew you, obviously.
Yeah.
I used to tell people, like, I just don't think, you're 33, he's old. I don't think that's really a thing anymore. And if it's not, then let it go. Like Tom Brady, clearly, if he's going to be 41 or whatever the hell he is, then just let that shit ride. If you're going to put up these type of numbers at this age, why would you just say, and you're not going to just say, well, you're old, you got to go. No, he's old, yeah, but he's putting up those numbers. So you're going to roll with that. Don't let age be a thing. Don't let ageism or whatever the hell be a thing.
No, I agree.
That's ridiculous, but that's how we've historically looked at sports. But I'd say within the past 10 years or so, it's not really a thing anymore. And people just need to, just let it go. Ignore it.
I agree.
If he can play, let the man play.
So Dwight,
Mm-hmm.
Rumble?
It is that time of year, ain't it, bro?
Yeah.
We're Rumble season. So, I'm trying to think of how I want to address this. I don't want to address the entire card because I never do. It's
Right.
unnecessary. But some of the bigger things, Men's Royal Rumble, it's probably the biggest toss-up of the whole card. Really don't know where they're going. There's so many injuries, especially on the top side of the talent. You got the Braun Strowman. He messed up his elbow. He couldn't even be in the title match this weekend like he's supposed to be, and like he was scheduled 2 months ago. At this point, he was originally scheduled. They assumed he was going to be healthy and good to go. Turns out, as of a week ago, we got to pull you from the card altogether because you need elbow surgery, dude. So
Still legitimately hurting.
yeah, 100%. He's getting he's either getting or he's going to get surgery on his elbow. So star-wise, it's kind of right now as far as WWE is concerned. But if I had to pick, and I'm just pulling something out of my ass at this point because I legitimately have no clue. There might be a surprise entrance in the Rumble. The Rock's been rumored for months that he's going to come in and win it. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Supposedly he really does want to come back.
I would love to see it.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm not even going to go there. I won't even go with a surprise. I looked at the list of who, as of today, is going to be in it, and this is before Raw and SmackDown, so there's going to be more names added. But as of right now, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. He's been kind of on a path of going on up. He dropped the Intercontinental title recently, so that also kind of puts him in a projection of, okay, you're going
titles.
Right, you're going straight to the main event now. And like I said, he's been on this path and this trajectory of this is what we're building towards. So it won't surprise me if Seth gets it. I guess I'd be okay with it. I'm kind of indifferent about it, honestly. The Women's Royal Rumble, man, let me just say, because I haven't had this opportunity, the women have been tearing it up. The past
We talked
12 months,
last time
especially.
last time we talked about it was probably about 6 months ago, and they were tearing. Like they were the best part of the show.
The women, it's gotten even more insane. Like, it's not even just me saying it out. Like, no, the women are the best part of the show, and everybody's talking about it. Legends are talking about it. Everybody, fans, diehard fans, everybody's talking about it. The women are the show right now. The men, because you got injuries and because they're just not stepping up right now, kind of taking a step back, which is weird in professional wrestling because you expect the men to be it. But they're not. They're not right now. The women, and Becky Lynch in particular, is it. They've been calling her the Stone Cold of the women's division.
Okay.
And they're not necessarily off on that. Like, she's not really right there as far as like being that badass, but she is the closest thing you can be in 2019 to that, especially on the women's side. She has just taken her game to a whole nother level, and she's the biggest star in wrestling right now. Not even just the company, like all of wrestling. She was voted as such.
Nice. Well, good for her.
The biggest thing going right now. So the women's side is, I think the women have more of a path of where WrestleMania is concerned. I'm going with Ember Moon, which is probably going to sound crazy, but the only reason I'm going with Ember Moon is because she's like an up-and-coming star. She
sets everything up.
Yeah, definitely. I think she sets up what's really going to happen with the titles, because I think what's going to happen with Becky Lynch is I think she's going to end up facing Ronda Rousey at Mania. So, in order to set that up, you need to not let her win the title this weekend.
Okay.
So I got Asuka beating Becky Lynch for the title this weekend and keeping it. So that puts Becky Lynch back into a situation where she could face Ronda, and that's going to be the main event. Like, you're going to have whoever wins the Royal Rumble for the women's side. I think is not going to be necessarily the main event for the women.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the second tier, which is broken.
It'll be Ronda still.
Right, but considering who has the title and who Becky is at this point,
how it could go down.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
You can have Becky versus Charlotte at that point at WrestleMania, or you can have Becky versus Ronda at that point. Regardless, you're not going to have Becky and Charlotte and Ronda sitting on the outskirts. You're going to have those three in some capacity at WrestleMania being in the biggest matches you can have. So, to me, you can give the title, you can give the Women's Royal Rumble to somebody that's not one of those three. Charlotte's the only one out of Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda that are going to be in the Royal Rumble match. The rest are going to be in title matches.
It would make sense for Charlotte to win, though.
No, not necessarily. She doesn't need it is the big thing. Right. That's why I'm going with Ember Moon. I think Ember Moon, she could use that. You can have Becky lose to Asuka. Then you can have Ember Moon go against Asuka at WrestleMania. Then you can have Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky, the three biggest stars basically in the company. Again, not even just talking just the women, but the three biggest stars in the company. You can have those have like a triple threat or something for the title, and that's going to be the biggest match at WrestleMania.
So, other question then, is there any other matches on the card that are intriguing outside of the Royal Rumble themselves?
It's a lot of interesting matches. Like I said, the Asuka versus Becky Lynch match. As much as I think they're going to give it to Asuka, they can just as easily give it to Becky. They got Ronda versus Sasha Banks, which is stupid as hell to me. I don't accept that whatsoever. That's like saying, Dwight, you're going to face Brock Lesnar. Look at my size and look at Brock Lesnar's size.
I hear what you're saying there.
Here's the hypocrisy with pro wrestling. We look at the women and treat them all equal, but when you look at Sasha Banks, who's like 30 pounds, and you look at Ronda Rousey, who's a damn tank, it don't make any sense.
No,
like I don't expect Rey Mysterio to go out here and dominate Brock Lesnar. No, so why the hell should I accept that Sasha Banks can do this?
That's how it's gonna happen. She's not gonna be able to.
This is how they present this. No, they're gonna have her compete 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. And it's not acceptable, but that's how they present the women, and it's not fair. They want to treat them equally to the men, but they don't treat them equally to the men. All right. You got Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. I'm going with Brock Lesnar. He's gonna face either Seth Rollins or whoever the hell he's gonna win the Royal Rumble. It makes more sense to have him lose at WrestleMania.
Is Finn coming out in makeup?
Does he ever?
No.
Right. So that's my picks. So to reiterate, after that long spiel, I got Seth Rollins winning the Rumble for the men.
Like it.
I'm going Ember Moon for the women. I'm going Brock Lesnar over Finn Balor. I'm going Asuka over Becky, as much as that makes me sick. And I'm going Ronda Rousey over Sasha Banks. The rest of the card is irrelevant to me.
Well, Dwight?
Those are the big matches I'm going with.
We'll cover WrestleMania next week, Royal Rumble next week. We'll preview the Super Bowl.
I guess that would be next week, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot to get into. JD Sports, and then basketball? We'll talk about that. Dwight not super happy with the Lakers and all their injuries.
I'm not. Shout out to the Cowboys for firing Scott Linehan.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff that
the Eagles are retaining their entire coaching staff, they said.
That's good for us, I guess.
So Dwight, till next week, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the Rumble.
Will do.
Weird week of no football. Pro Bowl's on. The NHL skills competition is on Friday. I'll probably watch that, but I think they have an All-Star game this weekend too. I'm not going to watch either All-Star game.
I was going to say, you're going to watch that over the damn Pro Bowl even?
No, I probably might not. I don't know.
You're watching the Pro Bowl. Knock it off. Yes, you are.
I usually don't watch the Pro Bowl.
Knock it off.
I usually don't.
Knock it off. You're not watching the Pro Bowl?
I usually don't watch the Pro Bowl.
If
I'm not doing anything Sunday, maybe I'll do it because my girlfriend actually... So the fun thing about doing this is that she had no idea about football before, so now I just explained to her things. So she's starting to really get intrigued, and she's starting to she asks questions a lot about it now, and she's starting to try to understand what's going on. And she actually asked me about the Pro Bowl the other day, and I was like, I mean, if you want to sit and watch it, we can. I explained to her that it's most likely a waste of time because it's not really football, but I told her,
It's a cute story. Thank you for that.
So that might be the only way I actually watch the Pro Bowl. But yeah, that'd be the first time in years I watched the Pro Bowl.
It's cute.
Wait. Till next week.